Right, okay. Seems to be all set up and working correctly. Let's just move some of these stuffs out the way so I can push that back a little bit. I have the old microphone right there. So yeah, that seems to be coming through just fine and dandy. So we'll minimize that. What's the bandwidth like? For this issues the most. Okay, that's good. Right then, so let's make that cancel. Let's make that a little smaller. Tuck it up in the corner. Bring that down like that. Okay, so that's a good point actually. I haven't called the stream anything. So we'll do that. And we'll do building a game with my Rift kit. Using the Rift kit I have sale on my page. He's not Grumpy Monkey indeed. Hang on a second. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just grab that. Page to build a fun little indie Rift game. Sorted. So, boom. There we go. Okay. Let's minimize that. And we'll move the chat over to the corner like so. And drag it down to the bottom. And we'll go over to OBS. And we'll just make sure that it is window capture, not display. And boom. Sorted. Lovely. Okay, right. Time to get back to it and get some work done. So, what was I doing? Okay, yeah, we were making a little bit of paving, weren't we? That's what we were doing. So let's just get some sidewalk corners in. And we'll slow down the old camera panning a little bit, and we'll just move that into place like that. That looks pretty good. And then we'll get some sidewalk tiles like that. Now what happens when I scale these? Do they like automatically adjust, or do they stretch? No, they stretch, so we're not going to be scaling those. So what I'm going to do is we'll just duplicate a couple of them, and we'll get them moved into position like so. Alexa mesh. I'm going to actually turn the TV down a little bit, and we'll have some tunes on, I think, actually. So let me just... I don't like the silence. It's really eerie and creepy. So let's just go to the Sky Hub thing. We can get rid of that now. And we'll do some MCM, some mic car mods, tunage. I'll turn the desktop audio down a little bit so it's not too overwhelming. We'll do mighty car mods music. And we'll view the full playlist. And I want... There it is, the best song about modifying a car ever. There we go. How's that doing? That'll do. Oh, I'm getting so fussy. There we go. Okay, so let's grab some of these pavements. We'll build out a little ways along here. And then what we can do is grab some more of these, just to make things a little bit quicker and easier, and then we can really whop them out. There we go. And then what I kind of want to do is have it so as it goes out, it goes into like country lane type territory. So let's grab a couple more of these. Have I measured this perfectly accidentally? Oh, I only went in half, I think. No, it's one too far. There we go. That'll do. So let's select all of these. Actually, I'm going to do it from this side. Yeah, so grab these. There we go. Oh. I could have made these pavement sections a little bit longer, but it is what it is. So let's grab that. Whack it around the other way. And we'll move it into position. There we go. Lovely. So now these ones need to be corner pieces. So let's replace that. And rotate it into position properly. Need one this side as well. Oh, TRD Laser, I do love me that song. Alright, we'll grab a few of these. And we'll just make it so there's like a little bit of a gradual fade off. I don't know why my keyboard's on a bit of a delay. It's really quite annoying. There we go, now we can stretch that. Oh god, no, we don't want to stretch that way. We want to get this one. And we'll move that one. Rotate it around. And move that into position. And then we can expand that one out that way a little bit. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So now, what we need is... Where is it? Driving dirt, is that the one? Okay, yeah, we need to move that over there and duplicate it. Flip it. X. We'll rotate that and slip it in. There. We'll get rid of that actually. I don't want a baseball pitch. That's the one. Okay, now we're getting the area a little bit more built up. Now what we can do is we can put some like trailer park houses along this route. So let's grab another one of those. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. we do another one of these. We'll bring it down here. And then we can scale that out to there. To there. We'll probably need a little bit more grass. Go down here as well. So we'll flip that around. And there we go. That is quite nice. I'm kind of heating up. Let's roll a little cigarillo. You know what? I thought just occurred to me, actually, that this section behind the warehouse, that could do some truck parking. So let's actually put some in. And then we can have a look to see what we're going to have to do roadways. That fit. So if we bring you in one like that, there we go. Now we can double that up and bring it on out like this. So what I'm thinking is we have some truck parking along the back here. Let's grab 3 of these at once so we can make it a little bit faster. Nice. And then I'm thinking what we do then is we take this road section, drop that in there, we scale it down. Let's go a little bit wider than that. Yeah, that'll do. And then we can take all of these. We can get rid of that, duplicate them, we'll bring them on over here and rotate them around. One of the things I want to do is create lots of like Simpsons hit and run style shortcuts through the level. There we go. And now what we can do as well, we can get rid of all of these 4 here. We'll bring in some corners. Rotate that around. There we go. And we'll move that into place. And we can do the same the other side. I bring that down a little bit to, actually no. We'll bring in a whole new piece of road, I think. That's probably what I want to do there. And we'll scroll that along and up. we go. Now that is kind of what I'm looking for. I think what we'll do as well is we'll grab another one of these grass parcels. We'll move that into position there. We'll scale it out. We'll go all the way actually to there, I think. Grab another one of them. We'll rotate it this way. Move that to about there. And that's looking pretty good. I need to get something going on over here as well, I think. So let's bring in some of this road. And because all this kit is so nicely scaled, everything just snaps into place pretty much. Grab another piece. Bring that out to there. Lovely jubbly. We need to edge in. Some edging. Bring that into position. Scale that out to there. Lovely. I'll grab another one of these. Actually, we don't even need another one of those. We can just grab this. Move it to the edge there. Scale it back to where it was. Nice. So we got a little sheriff's office with no floor. That's fine, we're not going to be going in the buildings. And we've got our little countryside section over here. So yeah, it's starting to come together quite nicely now. So I think what we need to do is grab a few more of these. Flip them around like that. And then we'll move them down into position. And then we'll grab a few more. A few more. Some more. Just keep them going. In a minute, I'll go and change some of these up. Ones with drains in them, so that looks a bit better when you got some variety. So let's get rid of some of these. We need a corner piece, so let's grab a corner. That's the wrong kind of corner. Grab that corner. We'll move that out into there. Grab the corner in for this one. There we go. I mean, ideally, I would like to just have one of these. But I don't know. That's not gonna look right. Okay. So that's that done. Now really what I need is some fencing around there. And some more paving going out this way. Sorted. So now I don't know what I'm going to do with this section here just yet. I do know I want it to connect up to the rest of the map at some point though, so we'll just have a quick test play. Let's drift this corner. Oh, nice. Now we can go down here. I say we can drift into the parking lot, but not quite. Some donuts in there. We'll drift out. We'll take that corner nicely, and there we go. We got a nice little destination out in the country for us to crazy taxi out to. Lovely. Let's drive back now. I'm gonna add some shortcuts and things and make navigating around a little bit easier. But I've got like a little bit of a old school GTA vibe, you know, PlayStation 1 era GTA. Now all of this section is filled in. We got some lonely fence posts there, but you know, it's coming together quite nicely, I think. Oh, drifting around the car park. Got a bit more road to play with. See if I can get a clean drift into the truck place. Oh, pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, when we get some more decoration in this place, it's going to look so good. Let's get some more fencing around here like that. Alright, where's our fencing? Where's the fencing? There we go. Alright. What's a gate? That's what we're looking for. Let's flip that around. I need to flip this. Like so. go. Immediately looks like 1,000 times better. Let's get that positioned. Lovely. This warehouse section's coming along quite nicely. We just need to shift that into position. Oh, it's probably easier if I grabbed a few of them. No, not the truck stand. No, not the truck stand. There we go. I do love me some Mighty Car Mods music as well. It's pretty fucking cool. No, not the truck stand. This is why I wasn't duplicating the fences earlier. Now what I'm thinking about doing is we're going to make the fence along here. And then to make the shortcut, we're going to have one of the fences falling down a bit. Maybe onto a crate or a dumpster or something, just to make it like an impromptu ramp. And then what I'll do is, I think I'll make a blueprint for like bonus score or something. So what we'll do is we'll set up a player score in the HUD, I think. Excellent. So now we'll take these fences here. Ooh. Bend that down a bit. And we'll do the same with that one. With this one we'll also give it a bit of cockeyedness. Actually, we can do the same with both, I think. And behind them, to keep them up, we'll have we got a dumpster. I'm sure there's a dumpster somewhere. What is that? That's too big. Where's the dumpster? Oh, there's one somewhere. I seen it. I seen it. I seen it with my eyes. That's too big. I saw it. You'd think it'd be under D, wouldn't you? Or if we just stick some garbage into it for now. Oh, there's the dumpsters. They are a bit big, actually, for what I want to use them for, though, to be fair. Let's turn grid snapping off for a second. Yeah, we'll put that about there-ish. So there's something propping up. Propping up the fence. Oh, it's one of my favorite parts about game design. It's like the little world building touches. There we go. There was some cardboard somewhere. There's just like stuff on the that pallet as well that can go in there as well. There we go. Starting to look a little bit more like a pile of trash now. I don't think we want any dead bodies. Maybe a stack of cartons. I'm gonna go overboard, but I do want a nice smattering of junk. Ah, here we go. Oh, I don't think we need a dead body. Yeah, some nice smatterings of cardboard around. Right, let's have a look at how that reacts to the car. Oh, my keyboard. Oh, my keyboard is very unresponsive sometimes for some reason. Whoa. Really gotta make sure we nail the entrance now. And ramp! Oh, yeah, boys! Oh, and I hit that. No, fence, why? Why are you gonna do me like that? Can we get a nice... Whoa, no. I chickened out. I was gonna go for a sweet drift, but... There we go, nice. And then we should be able to drive into here. And then we can go out through the gates. Okay, sweet. A nice little drift going around this corner. Oh, no, I seriously undercut that corner. What about that one? Oh, yes, no, that's more like it. That's the drift machine. There we go. Okay, sweet. I mean, really, I should. But, like... where's the fences? There we go. So, let's bring that in. Turn our grid snapping back on. And the grid snaps back on, let's bring it back in. There we go. We'll do it on the other side. Okay, and what we got in the way of signage? Liquor, licenses, pawn shop, warehouse. There we go. Nice, that looks pretty fucking cool. Actually, well, I'll stick another one of these on the back side of this building too. So everyone knows it's J&G Warehouse Company. You're not going to play ball? Okay, we'll kill you. We'll drop it to 50. That's still not enough, okay. So that back to 100, and we'll just turn it off entirely. There we go. Okay. Sweet. I suppose we need to do something with this area here, so I think what I'm going to do is just going to move that in by 1. We'll grab this. Hold up. Control W. Well, I just duplicated a bunch of those because it didn't move. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Move that to there. Oh dear, how many of these did I make? Okay, just those. That's fine. How do they work? We're gonna put one of these out. So now we're gonna have to find a piece of ground, a dirt corner in. There we go. Lovely. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Not sure what we're going to stick in this section yet. I definitely want different places for people to visit. So the police station. We got the farm over there. So let's just have a nice little check. Oh, I like that. And we're zooming around town, do some neat drifts. Drift into this street. Drift into this street. Oh, yes, that's the way. That is the way, good sir. So, I think now that we've got that little bit set up, we need to get some where are we gonna put it? Core blueprints. Let's put in the. We don't want to put in the vehicle blueprints either. So let's add a new folder, and we'll call it points system. Okay, so we definitely want to go into the core. Yes, we'll go into the core, and we'll do it. We'll do this in the blueprints, and we'll go into. What are we using? Are we using custom car instance or are we using drift instance? So we are using drift instance. Okay, so let's jump into this. There we go. There's all of our stuff. So let's add a new variable, and we'll make it an integer, and we'll call it player score. Integers just easier to deal with when you're using numbers, no decimal points. It's all crazy good. So what are we loading up in our first person HUD? Nothing. Okay, good. So what HUD are we using? Demo HUD. Ah, there we go. That's our demo HUD. So let's turn the font down on this to something like 16. Yep, that's still plenty readable. Whoa, I drifted into a gas station. Okay, that's good. All right. So now we need to add some text. We'll anchor it to the top right, and we will bind it. Create binding, and in the event graph, first of all, we want to cast to drift game instance. We'll get the game instance, and we'll get player score. I know, actually, we don't need player score yet. We need to promote this to a variable. So promote that to a variable. Let's see, save reference to instance. I'll compile that. And then in our get text, we'll rename it track score. Track score. And we want to get our game instance variable. Yeah, player score. And we will format this text. I'll say score, go on curlies, pop that into that, stick that into that, and that into there. And now we have our player score. And just for lining up sake, we'll do score 99999. And then we can do some magic with that. That'll do nicely. Compile, play, and there we go. Our score is currently 0. So now we need some ways to give the player some score. So Let's go into our point system and we'll select a new blueprint and we'll call it actor and we'll call it BP points aerial. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to add a component. That'll be a collision, box collision, file. And we'll stick one down here. So that's we'll disable grid snap. Why is that at 500? We'll disable grid snap in. Make sure it's properly in the air. Okay, so for the active event begin overlap, we're going to cast to BP custom vehicle, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get as drift game instance. We're going to promote that to a variable. So now we've got our own version of the drift game instance without actually having to cast to it ourselves, which is quite cool. So we'll combine that. And now what we want to do is have an event tick. So we want a variable in zone. Well, that is true. We want to get our reference to drift game instance. We're going to get player score. And we're going to increment that. Actually, let's not do that on begin overlap. Well, yeah, no, actually, we're going to have to. Never mind. Forget it. Where's my tunes gone? So we're going to set in zone to true. On zone. want to do end overlap. And make sure it's the same vehicle. I'm going to set in zone to false. So now, when we go through that zone, we should get a score boost. Why not? Yeah, I didn't set that back to false. There we go. First thing I want to check actually is whether or not, yeah, it doesn't trigger if we just drive underneath it. No! I didn't get a good launch. $69, dudes! That's pretty cool. Oh god, you can't see this because I'm playing it in a separate window. What I need to do is make it a bit wider, taller. Like if we get an extra good launch. Let's check that out. I have to do the sound effects myself, like shit. I really kind of messed that up, didn't I? There we go. Nice. Now, I want to build the player score. With a drift. So let's duplicate this. We'll do BP points drift. And then this time, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna reroute it. We're going to get drift breakdown. I'm gonna do a branch. And if that's true, then and only then will we select that we're in the zone. So now it's going to find out once we enter the zone if we're drifting or not. So let's take one of those And we'll plop it down here. I'll scale it up. And out. Like so. And now, when we go through this, if we're drifting, hey! So that's... Oh, drift for days. Nice. Okay, so now when we drift around corners, we get points too. So let's add a widget. Widget blueprint. UI drifting. And we'll just take some text. Stick it in the middle there. Anchor it. We'll just say drift zone. And just for shits and giggles, we'll make it yellow. And we'll give it some outline. And what we can do with the drift points is we can add a component, widget, and we want to set it to be world space is screen, and we want the widget itself to be, where do I set the widget? Ah, there we go, widget class, drifting. There we go. I think I actually need to do this a little bit differently. So remove that across. So while in zone is true, let's grab that, bring it down here. It's drifting true. Then we'll do that. So now we need to promote this to a variable. Player vehicle. And then we can just use that now to plug into that. So now we should be able to put our handbrake down after we've entered the zone. Oh, no. Okay, what have I done wrong? Right, to play a vehicle there. Are we in zone? Yes. Oh, I forgot to connect up the in zone like a wallow. Alright, let's try that now. So now I should be able to drive up to it, go into it, and then, yeah, there we go. So once I'm in, lovely. Now, really, I should duplicate this. UI jump. And we'll do the same. Jump. There we go. So now we can go and add a widget to this. Component. Why can I only add capsules to this one? What? What? Okay. That was so weird. Widgets, and we want to do screen, and we want it to be jump. And that's going to get pretty cluttered. So I think what we need to do is duplicate this, display, hide, text, and we'll make this twice the size of whatever this one is. And then we want to do on component overlap with this. There we go, and that's going to be that. We don't want actor end overlap anymore, we want component end overlap. And then to show or hide this, I'm gonna get this one and do on component begin overlap. So we'll grab that, stick it there, we'll grab this again. Set visibility. end overlap. This again. Plug it in. So visibility is false. Show hide jump text. And we also want to set the widget by default to not be visible. There we go. Whoa. Might be an overlap with the custom vehicle, so visibility is true, and then overlap, so visibility is false. It should be working. We'll make that actually a bit bigger. Let's try again. Oh. So that's working. Why isn't it? Hmm. It's definitely reaching all the way down. Is that visibility true if it overlaps the custom vehicle? Like, I don't get it. Oh, I'm a knob. That's the one. The jump's not quite there, really. At least not yet, anyway. I think it could do with being a bit smoother. Oh, that took some figuring out. So I need to do the same for the drift zone now. So if we jump into the drift line. We don't want actor overlap there. We want component. Let's grab the box. We'll do on component begin overlap. Other actor. And we'll do an end overlap. Sorted. And now we need compile. I need to duplicate this. Rename. Hide show text. I'll parent that to that. I'll do 4 on component begin overlap. On component end overlap. Yes. And then we will set visibility to true there and to false there. I show drift text. Okay, there we go. So now we just need to set the default visibility to false. Okay. There we go, now we're leaving it, it's gone. I think that definitely needs to be adjusted a little bit. Oh, shit. I rolled it. Oh, apex those corners. That's more like it. Whoa, nearly. Nice. Ooh. Not quite. But we're getting there. Oh, it's drifted. Nice. Really hit the jump hard. Yeah, that one's definitely a little bit too angled. But that's cool. Don't want them all to be easy to hit. Ooh. Yes. Drift through there. Drift through. Drift through that. Nice. Okay. Oh, now we need some sound effects, I suppose. I think what your town really needs is a little bit of... No, I'll do sound effects, right? Let's see if I can find a nice coin sound. Oh, I like that. Or do I? Ah, that one's a bit better. Let's have that one. Save. Okay. We'll export that. SFX. Coin. Where's that gone? Effects, plane. Open file location. And in here we'll do that. And we'll drag that coin sound right in. Okay, so I think what I want to do is actually I'll make a quick 3D model of a dollar sign. Because I got an idea. So let's get rid of this lady. We'll quickly draw some 3D text. We'll just do a dollar sign. Make it nice and big. Save as dollar redo. OBJ exporter. OBJ dollar sign. Done. So let's import that now. Okay. Let's take. Okay. How do my Windows does this? Fuck's sake, come on. Okay. Ooh, Windows. You annoy me sometimes. Because I typed it, I was in the wrong, there we go, documents. I was in the wrong folder when I started. Now, see? Now it works. Dollar sign, there we go. That's fine, doesn't need a smoothing group. How big's that? That looks about right. Let's just adjust its rotation. 0. What are my PC specs? Goddamn awful, that's what they are. I got a GTX 1050, a quad core processor and 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's like a 4-year-old computer, man. It barely, like, if you get a slow stuttery stream thing, it's probably because OBS doesn't like running at the same time. So I wouldn't be surprised about that. It's nice to hear from somebody though. I've been sitting here talking to myself for so long. Oh man. I'm having fun though. I put together this little drift kit. And I'm just actually using it to build a game. And it's going along quite nicely. Although that might be because I'm drinking at the same time, I can't tell. Might just be the alcohol making me feel good. Probably get my system specs up somewhere if you're really interested. Oh, see now, there we go. Now Unreal's locked up till I there we go. How's that look in game? See, this is the kind of stuff I have to deal with. Like I've clearly dragged it. There we go. Clearly dragged it in there, but I gotta wait for it to show up now. Okay. There we go. That's looking pretty darn sweet right now. So let's get rid of that for the time being. So what I want to do is make like a little Color blueprints, points. I want to make like a little points thing that spits out the back of your car when you're doing the drifts. Because at the moment you can like do some pretty sweet drifts, and you'll get some points when you go through the drift zones. But it's not very visually pleasing. So I kind of want to make a nice little thing, like 3D widget thing that spits out the back of your car. Let's grab a static mesh and call it $sign. We'll put a H in it, why not? There we go. Okay. So on the event graph, I'm not going to use event tick because that's too costly, so I'm just going to add a timeline. If Unreal will let me. Yep. Oh, no, it hasn't locked up. Add timeline. There we go. Thanks, man. It's only a little test at the moment. Like, the kit's available on my IT page for anyone who wants to have a play with it, but I figured what better way to showcase it than to build an actual game in it, you know what I mean? So I thought, sod it, I'll do that. I'll do a little live stream, why not? What do you do? Are you an Unrealer, or are you just curious so you pop by? Let's change this to 2 seconds as well. On the update, we will set our relative rotation of $sign. And we'll just set it to, it's the Z, so I want a float track on this. And we want 2 points. We want one at 0, one at, and then value 0. And we want one at 2 with a value of 359. I think that should be alright. Let's just chuck that in the world real quick and make sure it spins. It is not. Oh, I think I know why that is though. Yeah, okay. I don't know why that. Oh yeah, it's because I didn't plug. Oh, idiot! I didn't plug this in. Right, split that stroke bin. Whack that into the yaw. Now it should spin. There we go. Okay. I've got too many things open. Is that my tunes again? Have they stopped? What is this? Stop asking me if I'm still watching the videos YouTube. I swear to God. Right. Where was I? Ah, yes. I was sorting out the spinning on this little fella. So I think what we want to do is obviously auto-save the packages, because I couldn't imagine living life without Unreal doing that. Right. On finished, we want to destroy the actor. And on event begin play, before we do that, we want to play a sound. And we want it to be our coin sound. Plugin. There we go. So now it should play a coin sound. There we go. Sorted. Now I want to give it some physics. So let's simulate physics on it. And that's it. Oh yeah, I want to lock it. I want to constrain it as well, I think. Constraints. Lock rotation on the X and the Z. So now it should kind of fall down. There we go. Yeah, that's it. So let's take the collision away from it. Collision presets. Stem, and we want to overlap everything. And we'll also give it an impulse. So we'll Add impulse. I want it to kind of like fly up. So we'll get it, yeah, up better. And then what we'll do is we will multiply that by a float. So let's say 1,000. That's only 100. Let's do 1,000. We'll do it as a velocity change, so we ignore its mass. Oh, okay. Well, I'll be honest about Unreal. Unreal is like, compared to Unity, it's like working on cars, right? If you think about Unreal as that old jalopy that, you know, it really does what you want it to do, but you've got to kind of really work at it. So it takes a lot of, you know, getting under the hood and wrenching and spannering. Whereas Unity is kind of like working on a modern car, like on a nice new Toyota or a Honda, something that's reliable, everything bolts on. It's a lot easier to work with. But I find it a lot less satisfying to use, if that makes sense. Whereas Unreal is kind of like that rusted out bucket you found in a barn somewhere and you brought back to life. And it feels a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more personal sometimes, because it doesn't do a lot of what you want it to do out of the box. You've got to kind of like be creative with how you approach things. So I kind of prefer it for that. I mean, a lot of people hate it for that, but I think it's kind of, it's got quirks, it's got a personality. Whereas I find Unity is really good at what it does, but it doesn't leave much room for, you know, personality. Like, Unreal is Wall-E, and Unity is that white robot that floats around in that, I forget what the name is, Eve or something like that, isn't it? If you've seen Wall-E. But you know what I'm trying, you know what I'm driving at though, don't you? You know, Unreal's got a little bit more cheek, a little bit more personality, but sometimes it has a mind of its own. But I like it for that. Right, let's see if this works now. So it should bounce up. There we go. I mean, that's, see what I mean though? Like, I find it kind of works, but it doesn't like it. So I might have to figure out how Unreal wants me to do this. But for the time being, I think that's kind of what I want. I want $signs to pop up out the backside of it. So now, let's get that happening as I go through the drift point. So I've got my overlap and I've got my event tick. So I think, I don't know how I'm gonna go about this, you know. I think what I'll do is, I'll do once off this with a delay. Actually, no, we'll do the delay after that. We'll spawn actor from class. And I want my my dollary dues. So what did I call it? Call it $sign or something. What did I call it? It was just BP points, wasn't it? There you go. I know, yeah, it's the tits. Oh, yeah, I've broken that blueprint. But check it out, right? It just kind of like poodles along. But when you hit the accelerator, yeah, playing editor, I don't care. When you hit the accelerator, the rate of the smoke increases too. So when you're like sitting idle, you've only got a little bit. But when you floor it, zoom. Oh god, look at that big bad blueprint marquee. Alright, hang on a second, let me fix that. It's this one, isn't it? Right. It wants a transform, so let me get my player vehicle reference. And we'll get world transform. Oh no, it's get active transform, isn't it? So this is what I mean, it's really kind of confusing sometimes how it goes about things. Like, especially when you're using arrays. Because you used to type in get for every single variable, and then I was using an array, and I was typing get, and it was like, it wouldn't give me the last index, but then you've got to drop the word get off the get command for the last, it does things in strange ways. There we go, and we'll delay that, And then off that delay, we'll run a custom event off here. And we'll do reset spawn. So what should happen is, every 0.2 seconds, it should spawn us one of those $signs. So let's reset spawn and see if that works. It should. But if there's one thing I've been speaking about for the last 10 minutes, it's about never trust Unreal. And there's our one. So now if we drift through this drift zone. Hey! Hey, there we go. That's pretty fucking cool. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, I could probably neaten it up a little bit, but it looks pretty fucking cool now. Oh, the best part about this game is the vehicle looks a bit shambly at the moment because it's basically based around a vehicle customization type thing, you know, like GTA style. So if I jump into the actual customization map, where's the customization map? Ah, there it is. Well, it's difficult to really say how you should start out with it, to be fair, because it's kind of like, what do you want to do? I mean, like, you've got these event play nodes here. So this is basically whenever this actor spawns into the world, whenever the map is first loaded, these events will run. So when play begins, when the player hits play, it's going to do these set of events, or when this object is spawned. So for example, this is my $sign. So when it's spawned, it's going to play a sound, it's going to add an impulse, it's going to run this timeline, which updates the rotation, and then once the timeline's finished, it's going to destroy itself. So it's kind of like a flow diagram. So when you're planning out your code and things, you tend to like write it out in pencil, you know, if this, do this, if that, do that. And that's kind of what these lines are. They're just ways of connecting up different bits of code. So this play sound 2D node here is just a node that contains some autoplay code, and you just feed into it and then feed out of it. And then you can start setting up your conditions. So you can add things like branches. So you could have this go into this branch, and then you could give that branch a condition, a boolean, and it will do something depending on whether that's true or whether that's false. So they're actually really kind of straightforward. They look complex, but they're actually quite straightforward. What I did was I started learning how to use the engine first of all. Like, I learned how to set up worlds, how to set up the game and stuff. And then I looked up tutorials for like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I learnt one blueprint at a time. So like this drift zone that I've got here is really quite straightforward. When the player goes into that drift zone, it's going to say, okay, now you're in the zone. Is it the player's vehicle? So this event here, this node is basically saying when we overlap this box, check to see if it's the player's vehicle. If it is the player's vehicle, store that as a reference so we can store it later. We can reference it later, and then say that the player's in the zone. And then this event tick here, this happens every tick of the game. So what it's going to do is it's going to check to see if the player's in the zone. If the player's not in the zone, it's going to do nothing. If the player is in the zone, it's then going to say, okay, talk to the player's vehicle. That's why I stored that reference. And ask them if they're holding down the drift brake, i.e. is the player drifting. If that's true, then every tick of the game, increment the player's score by 1 point. And spawn one of these little $signs and then once you've spawned that $sign, delay 0.2 of a second, reset this do once so that we can then do it again. And if the player is still in the zone, so if this code runs again on the next tick, then the whole process will repeat itself. I used to get that a lot on Twitch. I used to stream on Twitch, but then I kind of like stepped away for about 6 months. And this is like my first live stream in about 6 months. because of, you know, COVID and Christmas and all that crap. But I always love answering people's questions. Like, the more people using the engine, the more cool games are going to get made. So if people have questions and want me to try and explain stuff, I'm no Unreal expert, but I'll share what little knowledge I've gained over the years. A lot of it is little time-saving tricks. Like, if I go into... I'm trying to find where my car builder level is. Ah, there we go. So let me just save everything. So this is like when you loaded up, if you loaded up the game, this is what you'd be greeted with. So this is like your little workshop where you modify your car. So you can cycle through different cars and different bumpers and things like that. And change the front lights, you can change the rear lights, you can change the camera to look at different parts of the car. So you can look at, you know, modify your exhaust. You can add funky rear lights, cool spoilers. And this vehicle builder is really stupidly simple to put together, because in the modeling software I used, I made sure that all of their origin points were the same. So when I change out any of these models, I don't have to worry about where I'm positioning the part on the car, because I built the car in the software to all share the same origin point. So rather than having to take a bumper and position it painstakingly in Unreal where it's supposed to be, it goes automatically where it's supposed to be, because it's the same distance from the center as every other part on the car. So like it's little things like that that really kind of are going to set you... But I mean, you use Unity. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with pivots and origin points and things like that. But the point is, it's little touches like that. It's not the big bits of code that really make the game look cool. It's the tiny little things like those little sweeps with the cameras as you pan from one section to the other. It's little touches like that I think really set a game apart. And just like cool stuff like this. So when I hit drive, it's not going to load at the right level because I haven't connected that part of the code in yet. It's going to put me in my little test area, but you'll see I've got my funky little car that I just put together. So actually, I should probably fix that, to be fair. So, what am I looking for? Oh, it's back in the car builder, isn't it? Core, blueprints, car builder. Yeah, it's in the car builder head. And HUDs, I really love playing with the HUDs because they're so straightforward. So you got your designer and you got your event graph. So if I want to change something, I can just go to the on-clicked event for that button and just change the level that it opens. So instead of opening the level it was opening previously, it's now going to open the demo map that I've been working on. So now if we make a cool car, let's make a gnarly looking Mark 1 Golf. And we'll just give it a sweet hood scoop or something. Yeah, that'll do. Nice spoiler. And some funky wheels. I'm gonna get a good look at the side before I yeah, there we go. And we'll put some funky wheels on it. Now if we drive, it puts us in our little demo map. And now we've got a cool little... And believe it or not, I've put this... Everything you're seeing here right now, like, I just took my Drift Game Builder kit, and I've put the rest of this together just today. This is the result of, like, this stream's work. Fucking hell. Oh, shit. Oh, I hit that jump a bit hard, I think. And now the camera's going nuts. I think I need to put some self-righting mechanism in there. But yeah, now, because blueprints share a lot of functions, I should be able to just take this section here, copy it, stick it into the aerial one. Oh yeah, we'll do nothing for now. There we go. Plug that into there. And then I just like to keep everything commented so I know what's what. And we should be able to hit compile. Oh yeah, I need to store a reference to the player vehicle. So let me just grab that, and we'll reroute around these. Like, that's another handy function, is these reroute nodes, because it means you're not having all these like spaghettified lines going everywhere. So you can make nice little keeping your blueprint. That's one of the biggest difficulties I think new people find when it comes to Unreal and the blueprint system, is keeping these lines nice and neat and tidy so you can see where they're going. Because they can very easily, if I was dragging this and having it going up over here, you can see it's going behind nodes. And it really makes it quite confusing to look at, so I kind of try and block everything out like this. And that's gonna... we need to refresh that node. There we go. Compile. Why is it still going nuts? Oh, it's because I didn't call that player vehicle, did I? Hang on. Player vehicle. And that's another great thing about Unreal as well, is you can bring variables across from other blueprints. And all you do is kind of like rename them. And then I just refresh this. Why is that? Okay, hang on. Let me refresh that node. See, this is kind of what I mean when Unreal's got some strange quirks to it. It's exactly the same variable, but it didn't like it for some reason. Because it came from a different script, but give it the same name, we'll hit create variable and it's fine. So now, when I go through the aerial section, it should spit out those little dollar signs like that one did. And then the rest of it is really just kind of building the world. And I'm thinking about making like a Crazy Taxi type game where you're delivering donuts. Oh, okay. Hit that ramp a bit cockeyed. But yeah, you can see now I've got wheels and everything. For fuck's sake. But yeah, I did kind of write the physics system for this vehicle, the vehicle physics myself. So I'm not using Unreal's built-in physics engine for the vehicles. I've used like my own line traces and suspension system. So it's still a bit of a beta at the moment. Let's see if we can get a clean. Not quite. I think the ramp's too steep. I think that's the problem. Alright, let me just gun it. There we go. That's more like it. I'll do a sweet little drift. Let's hit the other side this time. Kinda. Alright, I'm gonna load up that level again. That's the drawback about Unreal. I'm not too sure how Unity works, but switching between levels that you're working on can be a pain in the ass. You have to save everything every time. And now, because I haven't fed this any values for what to build the vehicle from, it's got no wheels or anything. But that, I quite like that. Right, see if we can get a good launch off that ramp. Hey, P-Fan! How you doing? Alright, see if we can get a decent launch this time. I think I need to redo that ramp. I don't know if it's... the ramp's... I think the ramp's too steep. I thought it might be the trash that I've got. Let me just turn off my... click the fans. Let me turn off my scaling and stuff so I can freeform. Let's drop that down a bit, which means we're probably going to have to move some of this out of the way a little bit. So let's grab these. And we'll move them back a smidge like that. There we go. Let's try it again. Get some points from the drift zone. And then see if we can get some mad air. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm really enjoying this. I put this vehicle kit together a few weeks ago, and I haven't really used it to make a game yet. I thought, okay, that that didn't work. I put it mainly together for other people to use to make their own games, but I thought, what better way to advertise how cool it is than to make my own game in it? So I thought, why not? There we go. Yeah, I was making a survival game. I'm still got that in my back pocket, but I've been putting together kits for other people to make games with at the moment. So I've got this one, which is like a custom vehicle building kit. So it allows you to like customize your own vehicles and then make your own little, like, I don't know, like driving games, I guess. Let me go back to the car builder and I'll show you what I mean. So basically the idea behind this one is you're a donut driver. You know, I kind of took inspiration from Initial D, if you can't tell from the car. So the idea is you like customize your car. You change all you customize it with cool bumpers and skirts and lights and things. Put cool wheels on and nutty exhausts. A nice sweet spoiler. You can change the wheels. And let's go back to the front so we can get a sweet front bumper. There we go, and some sweet front lights. There we go, make a nice rally spec Golf with some sweet hood scoop. And then you got your cool little custom car to drive around in. And you're gonna deliver donuts. So you're driving around the town, delivering donuts to all the various residents and getting sweet drift bonuses and bonuses for going over these nasty jumps. So yeah, that's kind of like the idea for this one. But yeah, I've still got Where Is Gavin, that's on the back burner. I've really updated it massively now. It's got like this whole Minecraft building system, crafting tables and solar panels and pipes and things. It's gotten quite out of hand. And I've got a kind of cartoony Skyrim style first person RPG, and I've also been putting together a kit for people to make their own Dark Souls style games. So you know, that's going to be up on my itch page pretty soon. But yeah, this kit that I'm using right now, bar the road assets and things, this is something I got from Epic Games, but you can get the kit that I'm using right now off my itch page for not a lot of monies. But I'm trying to fund my game development. I've got like the job centre and everyone breathing down my neck, and I can't live off my savings anymore because I don't have any. So I need to find some way of making money. So I've put this cell shader up for sale, which a few people have been buying. I've put this kit up for sale, and I'm working on a kit for people to make their own Dark Souls style third-person action games. So if you want to have a look at that, I'll come out of this one. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? I really like this bit here with all the shadows and whatnot. I think it looks really harsh, but it looks like an old comic, you know, like a 1990s issue of X-Men or something. But yeah, let me come out of this one. I'll save everything. I'll just jump into, because I can have multiple bits of Unreal open at once. So I'll open up my Dark Souls one. I'll just switch this over to display capture for a second. And we'll let that load up while I go back to the demo map so I can make some, because like I'm kind of building out the world at the moment. So I've got some bits that are kind of pretty much almost done. I got nice little fruit markets and liquor stores and shit. So the idea is you drift around the city, delivering donuts to people, getting fuel, come to these places to customize your cars. Yeah, 13, the one that was voiced by David Duchovny. Big inspiration on me. I make almost every game I make has cell shading in it. I even wrote my own cell shader. because I couldn't find one that really gave me the look that I wanted. But I think this one works really, really well because it's kind of like, it'll look a lot better once the world's populated, but it's got that cool kind of 80s cartoon feel to it. It's not too over the top and it's not too understated. It's just like a nice outliner with a bit of flat shading. Ah, there we go. Let me just minimize this window. So yeah, I don't know how familiar you are with Dark Souls, but this is my my Dark Souls kit. So people are going to be able to buy this as a kit and create their own Dark Souls inspired games. So we've got all the functionality of a Dark Souls game. We've got the movement, we got the rolling, we got blocking, we got attacks, we got combos, we got your heavy attack, you got your running attacks. So we're going to smash that guy up. So this basically comes as a fully formed kit that you can just grab and just drop stuff into. There's a video about it on my channel. How are you not dead? Unless I got him like right on this last bit of health. Yeah, I love that. And I mean, look at the shading on these guys' bodies. It really makes it really just gives for that really cool, kind of cool effect. It's like, it's still 3D, it's not too cartoony, but it just gives that nice shadowing. I love it. And I got target locks as well, so you can lock up your target, you can strafe around them with your shield up. Oh, you can swap weapons too, so if I change tab, I'll switch to an axe, and if I hit tab again, you'll switch to a longsword, and each one has different stats. So you can see this one does 10 damage, and they've all got their own unique combos too. I'll grab this guy. I love Dark Souls. It's one of my favorite games. So I thought, well, what better thing to do than to make it so people can make their own Dark Souls game if they want to. There we go. That's pretty sweet. And we got like all the cool stuff, like interacting with chests with nice little camera pans. But yeah, I just need to find some way of getting some funding together to pay for the rest of my games, because I can't like make games and not work a full-time job at the same time, so I've got to do one or the other, and I am so broke. I make broke people look rich. What have I done with my lighter? There we go. But yeah, that's my my Dark Souls inspired game, and we got all the cool blend spaces too, so like if we fall down and whatnot. I'm actually pretty proud of it, to be fair. And there's like some nice little touches as well. So if I change to another sword, he'll pull it out of his waistband. But if I change to an axe, he'll pull it from his back. And I think it's just little touches like that really kind of show attention to detail. It show, like, people see that and I think they think, oh, the person who developed this obviously cares about the experience that I'm going to have with this, to put time into those little touches. So let me just switch back to this one. But yeah, so like I do post updates quite regularly, so if you want to stay abreast of changes, you know, feel free to drop a subscribe on the old channel, and I pop up little videos now and then. But for the moment, I'm thinking this little drift game, if I can get this out in a couple of days, I'll put it out for free. I'm not going to charge people for it, because it's going to be pretty alpha-y. But I think it could be a fun little game, a bit Crazy Taxi, a bit Simpsons Hit and Run, a bit anime JDM drift game. There we go. Like, it's very Unity. This is ironic because I'm making it on Unreal. But look at that drifting. Oh shit, I drifted off the map. But yeah, I think the drift physics in this are spot on, like, apex that corner. Ooh. The drift physics are good. Me as a driver, not so much. It is better played with the controller, though, I won't lie. Oh, nearly had a sweet dream. How are you? I haven't been on Discord for so long. I really will stop. I really do need to boot it back up a bit. I figured this is the first live stream I've done in about 6 months. So I figured, well, I'll do a quick live stream of this, show people what's going on with the drift car builder. So if people want to like see like, well, I want to make a game like that, I'm like, well, you can. You jump over onto my itch page. The kit's there for you to buy. You know, feel free. So it's more kind of like advertising, really, but I think it could be quite a fun little game. I'm going to call it something like Donut Drift Delivery Driver or something like that. Here's the donut shop. So you'll come here, you pick up your jobs, and the guy will be like, okay, deliver these donuts to the guy who lives on the farm. You're like, okay, and you like scoring points as you drift. Oh shit! No! Yeah, you like drift out to places, you know, kind of like Initial D. So over here it's going to be like the trailer park area, and we got like the lorry, the warehouse. So I'm going to build like a nice little city, and stuff. But yeah, if you're on the Discord, then that's good. I don't have to plug it. We just need tips and tricks on there now as well. Yeah, I've been meaning to post a lot of links to this kind of stuff in the Discord, but I just not got around to it. I can't face opening it. I have a lot of like anxiety issues and things, and I haven't been on it for so long. I'm a little afraid to go on it. But I think for today, considering I put this together this afternoon, I don't think it's turned out too badly. I do think that little the little bit with the dollar signs when we go through the drift zones is pretty fucking cool. I think people come to expect nice little touches like that. I need to kind of find some way of balancing it though, so people can't just do donuts inside it. Like I might have them deal out a certain amount of points and then they go. But if we drive away from it, the drift zone marker comes up so you don't get your HUD cluttered with a bunch of useless crap. So the idea is you're like, oh no, I've got to get the donuts to Farmer John. Okay. Is that like a cool new engine that I've not heard of? I know a lot of people have been using Godot or Godot or whatever the hell people are calling it these days. I've used all sorts of engines. I used Game Maker, I used RPG Maker, I've even used obscure stuff like FPS Creator, which no one's ever fucking heard of. But FPS Creator was the one that got me into game design because it was so user-friendly. It was totally drag and drop. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, I want to kind of give people the opportunity to make really sweet games. I think it's more fun helping people make games than it is making them myself sometimes. Let's get some sweet drifting action going on around there. Oh yes. I love the drift physics in this. Oh, look at it. Indeed. Let's get some drift action going through here. Oh, yes. Oh, I love that. It's so fucking good. The problem is, oh, the fan. Yes, I remember you. Your YouTube name is different, but I just clicked who you are now. I remember you. Yeah, we used to speak a lot on Discord and Twitch, didn't we? I didn't realize you were on my YouTube subscribers list, or you just find the stream randomly. Oh yeah, ALS, Advanced Locomotion System. Yeah, that makes perfect sense now. Almost feel like an idiot for not spotting it beforehand. But yeah, the most time-consuming thing about this one is going to be doing all the buildings. I mean, you can kind of see where I've been plotting them out, but I've not got round to kind of putting a lot of them in there yet. But I mean, when you're at street level, it does look kind of cool. Where I have done some stuff. What baffles me is that it's got all of its wheels there, but when I hit play, all of its wheels disappeared. Oh, I hit that drift zone. But yeah, there is a demo of this kit available on my itch page if you want to grab the demo and have a play with it. Oh, Christ. And park. Oh, I'm back on my wheels. Nice. Drift it. Oh, did you see that corner? I mean, I kind of fucked it up and nearly blew up a gas station, but... Oh, these drift physics, man. Through the drift zone. I want another go at that. I can't stop playing it. I think this is what when I know I'm onto something good, when I'm having more fun playing it than developing it. Yeah, it's so time consuming, isn't it? I think what I might do tomorrow is I might try and put together some blueprints that will build city streets and stuff for me. Because otherwise, I'm going to be at this for ages. I mean, I kind of want it to go all the way out. You can see where I've got the roads going out to other areas. I need... This is probably going to have to be like 4 or 5 times the size to make it really fun to get around. And then I'm going to have petrol stations, so you got to fill up with gas. Come and get your jobs from the donut shack, and then deliver them to people around the city. So I think that's going to be my next big thing. But for now, I'm going to close these blueprints down, because I'm pretty much done with them, because I can't really think of anything else to do right now. I mean, well, I can. I've got loads of stuff to do, like putting fences around this car park and street lights and things for a start. But I don't want to get into doing anything, you know that feeling you get where, you've got like a massive project ahead of you, and if you start it now, you're going to be at it for the next 4 hours. And I'm at that point where I'm like, do I want to start it now? Because otherwise I'll be here all night. But I think what I got so far for 1 day's worth of work is pretty sweet. Actually, I'm gonna go and do this properly. Let's come out of that and go into... it was vehicle blue. Is it? No, it's core, isn't it? Yeah, that's where it lives. So I'm gonna go to the car builder, and we're gonna build ourselves a sweet JDM style Subaru with massively flared bumpers. Let's go to the rear bumper. Get a better angle on that. And a sweet exhaust. Yeah, let's get some Mad Bosuzoku going on. Rear lights, yeah, let's have some of them. And let's give a look at the wheels. What should we put for the wheels? There, I like those ones with the circles in, man. They look freaking cool. Let's get a look at the front. Front lights. Let's get some fogs on there. And a sweet ass hood. I like that one. That one looks good. And some nice side skirts. Oh yes. And then we'll change the color to a nice blue. Oh yes. And there we go. Now we got our little Subaru. I'm not quite sure why it's floating above the ground like that, but I'll fix that. And there we go. You need some sound effects as well. Some... Well, I really struggle to drift into there. Oh, come on, land on your feet. Land on your feet. Cat-like majesty. Let me drift that apex. Oh, that was a sweet-ass drift there. Let's zoom the camera in a bit. Whoa. So yeah, I got a feeling this is going to be a lot of fun when it's finished. And it shouldn't take too long either. So let's go to the donut shop and pick up our next order. Cha-ching! And then we've got to take it somewhere. Oh no, this one's got to go to the truck stop, but we've got to go in via the ramp. Skibadoosh! Oh, okay, that didn't... that was a little bit underwhelming. I get a nice sweet drift into there. Whoa! Nearly. And delivered. Yeah, I think it could be a fun little Simpsons hit and run style. I mean, I'm going to put it out for free. I'm not going to charge people for it. But I think it could be a lot of fun. Drift zone. Oh yes, that is very exciting. So I'm going to save that. And YouTube has again turned off my bloody tunes. Stop it. So yeah, hopefully I can get a little bit of money together and carry on working on the rest of my games, because I've got quite a few projects in the pipeline. If I go to my display capture, I got quite a few different projects going on. But it's all about finding the time. It takes so long to get these things done. It's really difficult to find the time for them. And the motivation as well, really, to be fair. But I think, excuse me, I think I'm going to move my streaming over to YouTube from now on, I think. I don't know. It just feels easier somehow. Yeah, building this map out. It's probably going to be something I'm going to be doing a lot of on stream, because it's so boring by myself. Because I got the feeling people will have really cool ideas, like, oh, people are like, oh, put some cobble boxes down there that people can drive through, or, you know, put a ramp here so it acts as a shortcut. And I think that kind of input is pretty valuable. But I definitely think the old cell shaded look is pretty cool. My cell shaded comes with quite a lot of different variants as well. Like I've got the comic one, and then I've got a whole bunch of different ones. So if I go to my post-process, wherever that is, there it is. What we're using at the moment, we're using Toon Master. So I got like a bunch of different ones. So you could have like a much more flat shaded one, and variations of them down the line. I quite like this one because it's got like a fuzzy edgedness to it. But when you zoom out quite far away from things, it's really distorts. Yeah, it really does. Like I think that's probably one of the things that I was struggling with coming back. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm totally the same. I think that's why I chose to do it on YouTube instead of Twitch, because I didn't necessarily want all the same people coming back. I mean, not yourself, but like people that I'd had fallings out with. So I thought, new streaming platform, new folks. But you still found me somehow. That's a super fan right there. But yeah, I got this cell shading kit's got a bunch of cool stuff. Like I like this Totoro one because it kind of like mixes the flat shading with the lines and some shadows. And what else have I got? I got like a thick one, which is just really thick outlines and a lot less on the shading. Like a more Ghibli inspired one, so everything's a little bit darker shaded. Like a nice, very subtle this one. And I got the classic. And I got some really fucking extreme cool ones like this one. I like, but I don't think you'd make an entire game in it, but it would be cool for certain areas. Like it's a bit Sin City. But yeah, I tend to stick with the master one for most of it. There we go, because I just like, I think that's the best kind of compromise between all of them. And you shouldn't get anxious, man. Like, I get anxious and like all that stuff. But you just gotta do it. You just gotta do. You know, what is it Yoda said in Star Wars? Do or do not. There is no try. And that's kind of what I told myself. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That old kind of like Spider-Man comic type feel. I think it just fits the world. I think that's the most important thing about post-processing. Is if it doesn't fit the world of your game, then you're just using it for the sake of using it. You've just got to be using stuff to really recreate the look and feel that you want. That should be like the most important thing. Oh god, here we go. That's it. Nice. So I think with some trees, some farmland, some bushes, some trailer parks, this whole area is going to start to look pretty sweet. But as you can see, the drifting physics are just... Mwah. Es perfecto. Ooh. Let's get me some drift points. Yeah, boy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying working on this at the moment. And once I build the city out and start getting some objectives for people to achieve and things in there, and a little bit of storyline and people in the houses with some animations in when you deliver off the donuts and stuff, I think it's going to be quite a cool little fun game. It's going to look really good. It's going to play really good. It's just a case of getting the world built and getting it out there. So hopefully by the end of the week, fingers crossed, you should be able to download this and have a play yourself. But like I say, I know, in my mind, I know I'm onto something good when I can't stop playing it. So the drifting is just so satisfying. Especially with a controller. Oh, no, 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 off the edge! Let's see if I can drift all the way through this. Oh, look at that! Getting them points, baby! Oh, crushed. Oh, yeah. That is definitely a lot of fun. Right. I'm gonna go. I have to go and get something to eat because it's been too long. So I really appreciate the fact that you managed to find me. And Trix, I'm glad you stopped by as well. It was nice having some company. I do miss that. Having someone to talk to while I'm designing stuff. And designing stuff alongside people too. Like, there's a lot to be said for people giving ideas and saying, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? So I do appreciate that a lot. But yeah, if you want to go grab a demo of that Dark Souls game, it's linked in one of my latest YouTube videos. I think it's my latest one about the Dark Souls kit. You can get a playable demo from my Google page, and you can get a playable demo of this itch game, of this drifting game, from my itch page as well. So if you want to go and grab those and have a play around, feel free. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. It really meant the world to me, especially since this is my first stream back after not streaming for ages. I really do appreciate the fact that people stopped by and was chatting to me. It's good to see you again, man. You should stop by every time. And if you ever get back to streaming and stuff, drop me a message and let me know, and I'll come by and chat to you on yours. But for now, I think it's time to go get something to eat. And have a break, because I've been at this for ages. Like, what's it say on my thing? 2 hours and 21 minutes I've been going for. God, it feels like forever. But yeah, it was great seeing you again. It was nice seeing Tips and Tricks and everyone else who stopped by to see what was going on and have a chat. But yeah, I'm going to have to get going for a bit. But I might be back later. Who knows? But for now, I appreciate the time, and I'll see you guys soon.